I love when that happens, that joke happens, and the crowd doesn't know what to do. Like, they literally are like, oh, are we allowed to laugh at that? Welcome to the show, Anthony Jeselnik. How's it going, Anthony?
Good, man.
Good. And I think I got the name right?
You nailed it, yeah.
There we go. Nice. That's got to be tough growing up, right? I mean, that's a tough last name.
No, look, growing up, everyone you just figured it out. Everyone had weird last names.
Oh, okay.
In business, it's kind of a weird name. But
Yeah.
I use it to, like, kind of gauge respect.
Nice.
Like, if someone comes up and says, like, hey, Mr. Jeselnik, then I know that they took the time.
Yeah.
But if they just screwed up and they don't care,
Yeah.
then I can write that person off. It's like, if you shake someone's hand and they give you that weak handshake.
Yeah, oh,
it's
the
like,
limp.
It's over.
Oh, forget
It's kind
it.
of like that in general.
Well,
Oh, no.
yeah, did you give him a limp? Did you give him a limp, Ashley?
She did not get my name right.
Oh, no. What?
No, but it was more like it wasn't like disrespect. It was more like being an idiot.
Wow, you know her so well.
It happens.
Anthony is performing this weekend at the American Comedy Company. You got to go check this place out. It's an awesome comedy venue. If you want tickets, you can go online to AmericanComedyShow.com. He's performing tonight, 7 and 9:30, and tomorrow night, 7 and 9:30. It's going to be great, man. He's hilarious. I was just talking about the Comedy Central roasts, which to me are phenomenal. Now, how did you get involved in that, first of all? Like, how do you get chosen to be a roaster?
Well, it was something I always wanted to do. Even before I wanted to get into comedy, I wanted to be on a roast. Like, it just looks so much fun.
It's great.
Everyone's having a great time. You can say these awful things you can't say anywhere else.
Right.
And so I always I wanted to write for them, and I got to write for the David Hasselhoff roast.
Oh,
and that was more fun than even being on them, because for like weeks, you're in a room with a bunch of other really funny, really mean people throwing out the word, like stuff that doesn't make it on the show. It's hilarious.
I wish they would make that into a show. The stuff that didn't make it to TV.
I can't even imagine.
It's like stuff that like people wouldn't even laugh at. It's like only comedy writers would really enjoy.
Yes.
Like, just horrible,
not
even jokes, just like horrible things.
Sick, twisted.
Yeah, and so I wrote for that, and that went really well. So they told me before that was even over, they're like, you're going to be on the next one.
Oh,
so
that's huge.
Yeah.
Was it the Trump one was the first one?
Yeah, Trump was the first one I did.
Phenomenal. Now, what I loved about that one was that the situation was one of the guys that was the roasters, and you destroyed the situation. Like, from Jersey Shore, the situation. Like, you literally said like 2 things to him, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Where I forget what it was exactly you said. It was something about AIDS, but I mean, it was like, I mean, just absolutely destroyed the man. Now, is there rules in the roast? Do you have to? Do they say, listen, you can do whatever you want, or are there like rules set up? Like, how does it work?
There will be rules. Like they're not supposed to be, but then they have to like kind of bend things to get certain people on. Like Tyson came on, you couldn't talk about him going to jail. So some things you can like. You're like, okay, I totally understand.
Yeah.
You know, like one of Tyson's rules was don't talk about my like kid who died.
Right.
Like,
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like,
who would
why
go
would?
there?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But then like Donald Trump's rule, hilarious, was don't say that I have less money than I say I do. That he didn't care about his kids with their game, his wife. It didn't don't talk about my money. And Sheen said he had no rules, and then he had one of my jokes cut.
Really?
Oh, I think I heard that.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was I can't say the full thing on the air.
Okay. Okay. Can you kind of paraphrase?
I say. Can I say? Bitch.
Yeah, of course. I like how you hit the cough button to kind of turn the mic off, but it totally picked up on my voice.
Good try, though. Good try.
It was a good effort, though.
Yeah.
I said, I'll change the last word to bitch. I said, Charlie, you've got a fascinating family. Your brother is Emilio Estevez, your father is Martin Sheen, and your mom is some dumb bitch. And he said he couldn't have like a joke about his mom like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, but I was proud because he was like very vocal about like nothing's off limits for me. You guys can't hurt me. And then he had to have one of my jokes.
You did. Nice. That's huge.
Now, Anthony, have you ever felt bad afterwards about a joke, or have you always, stood by everything you've said, or have you maybe told a joke once that you've been like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have?
I've never regretted telling a joke. I've regretted not telling a joke. I've regretted like afterwards. I've been like, oh, I should have just because Comedy Central will be like, you can't say this. It's too insensitive, and I'll be like, oh, okay. And then Jeff Ross will tell a joke about Aurora, and I'm like, what the hell? Why
Yeah.
do my joke?
Right.
But I've seen like people take it personally. It's tough, especially when you're like roasting a woman. Like on this last Roseanne roast, it was like these older women that you wanted to be respectful to, but they would look so scared. Like when I would say something. a joke that wasn't really, I would never attack what they looked like or them being old. I would try to do something a little smarter.
Yeah.
But you see the look on their face, especially when I watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Because you don't look at their face. I'll look at them in the beginning when I'll say their name, and then I do not look at them at all.
Yeah, you just could see the fear on their face.
Like a look on Marley Matlin's face after I made fun of her was like, it was brutal.
Aww.
See, I felt really bad. And I
Hear
tried
it
to,
anyway, so.
I tried to go up to her and be like, hey, it's just a roast, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
If a deaf woman wants to ignore you,
I
you
mean,
do it forever.
You're done. You're
that's
done.
pretty tough. So you've done Trump, you did Sheen, and you did Roseanne.
Yeah.
Which do you think was your favorite?
My favorite was Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Because
Dude,
it was my
you
first
slayed
one.
it.
No one
Slayed
knew
it.
what was coming for them. I
Yeah.
was just some
Yeah.
dude sitting there.
Yeah, and that was everybody.
Got up.
See, what I like about the roast is that you don't just roast the guy, you roast the other roasters
Yeah.
too. And so everybody's roast to you or their jokes about you were like, who are you, basically?
Exactly.
So like you came out of nowhere and you just boom nailed it.
Yeah, that was a great one. And plus, Trump is one of those guys that you can't hurt.
Right.
He's like so successful that like no matter what, I said like people will be happy when you get cancer, and everyone's like, yay! Like, he's just so successful. It's a great target.
But don't make fun of his money.
Exactly.
You can't make fun of that money. That's bizarre.
Sheen was fun. Sheen was a weird one because like my girlfriend was on the roast, so it was like it's
that's
not
right.
as much fun when your girlfriend's
Amy
there.
Schumer, yeah.
Oh, she's your girlfriend?
Mhm.
She's hilarious. I like her from Last Comic Standing, right?
Yeah.
I really liked her on that show. She's
Yeah,
good.
you're old school fan.
Oh yeah, old school.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, woo.
You got the
Yeah,
T-shirt
so
and everything.
that's different. Like people can make fun of me, and they're like, "Do you get upset when people make fun of you?" I'm like, I do not care. It would be like if I if it was like raining, and my next door neighbor was a supermodel and called me over to go make out,
Yeah.
and someone's like, "What, you had to walk through the rain?" It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that would never bother me.
Right.
I do not like when people make fun of Amy.
So when they take shots at your gal, you're like,
I just don't think I just can't laugh at it. I'm just like, especially if it's not a good joke. That's one of the hardest parts. Because you gotta laugh when like John Lovett says some horrible joke that was obviously written for him.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to laugh at that. With Jeff Ross, I laugh at everything he says.
He's
Gilbert
brilliant.
Gottfried.
Yeah.
You guys are funny. Or if it's a good joke, if it's a smart joke, I'm excited about that.
Sure.
But I'm a comedian. I can't laugh at some lame joke.
Yeah.
Even if it's about me and I've got to pretend I'm a good sport. It's tough.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
What's on the horizon for you? Because you've been mentioning Jeff Ross. He's got that show, The Burn, now.
Mhm.
And dude, you so talented that I feel like it's almost underusing you just to put you on roasts.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So is there? I don't know if you can share or what's coming up.
Oh yeah, I've got I'm happy to share this with you guys.
Oh, nice. This is breaking news.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel.
not breaking. It's just not on my Wikipedia page.
Oh, okay.
Everyone uses it as their research. January's gonna be a big month. I've got a new special coming out, a new album coming out, and then I have a TV show premiering.
Oh.
It'll be premiere after Tosh. It's
dude.
gonna be called the Jeselnik Offensive. We're doing 10 episodes, and it's gonna be kind of like what you guys do actually. It's like I wanted to have a show where I could talk about what's going on that week, but I want to do the kind of like the fun stories. I'm not gonna be like Daily Show talking about politics.
Yeah.
I want to talk about like the chef who murdered his wife and boiled her body for 4 days. I want to talk about like a really dark kind of
hysterical.
People would like email to their friends like, "Can you believe this happened?" We'll talk about things like that, and it'll be kind of like the Burn where I have comics on to talk to. Like I can't have a celebrity guest where I'm like, "What's your movie about?" Like I just don't care.
No, boring.
And I'll have comics on and just kind of mess around with.
Yeah, that's exactly what our show is. I mean, like literally, we have a list of stuff that we can go through every morning. That we're like, oh, do we pick the big breaking police chase that happened in Del Mar, or do we talk about whatever like
Donut
that?
heads in Japan.
Right. Bagel heads.
I'm sorry, bagel
Get it right.
heads. Sorry.
Have you heard about bagel heads?
I'm not.
Okay, this is this new trend in Japan. We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
New trend in Japan where they inject saline into their foreheads until it puffs up out real big, and then the expert that is doing the saline puts their thumb right in the middle to make it look like a bagel. And it lasts like that for 24 hours. That's a bagel head.
Doesn't it look like a baboon ass?
Yeah.
Wait, they do that like for style?
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
It's kind of like
Reaction.
body piercing or tattoos.
Yeah,
It's
bagel heads.
Bagel heads.
Like this is the new trend in Japan.
Yeah, they put like 400 cc's of saline into their forehead so it can look like that.
Do they not have Twitter? Like, don't they have like fun stuff they can do?
Right?
Bagel heads.
Those Japanese people are starting to get weird.
Starting. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know.
So if you're talking about stuff like that, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
See, we'll email you that link so you can talk about it
yeah.
in January.
In January.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So what about you? You know, I know that you're dating Amy and stuff like that, but what else? You come from a big family or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 5 kids.
Oh, wow.
Grew up in Pittsburgh. A couple of them still out there. A couple of them live in Chicago.
Okay. And so, what is it like being the oldest in that kind of family? Is it good or bad?
It was. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't know
Like,
either
I
way.
don't, exactly.
Right.
Like my birthday's right before Christmas. People are like, is that weird? I'm like, I've never had a birthday in June.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Do you have rules about your birthday? Like, you can't use Christmas wrapping paper, you can't put your present anywhere near the tree, or are you not like that?
Just give me stuff.
Yeah.
You don't care. You
You
don't
have
care.
to
Give
wrap
it.
Just
Give
give it to me.
Alright.
But I mean, I was like a good. I had 3 sisters and a brother. I was the youngest, and I was very protective, you know, and
Yeah.
just like normal big brother kind of stuff.
That's
But
cool.
It was fun. We were at war for a long time. You know, the kids were
I
just
should imagine.
always at each other's throats.
Yeah.
And now we're close.
Now you're
it's
cool.
good, yeah.
Now I know you've lived on both coasts. You've lived in both LA and New York. Is there one you prefer?
It's tough. You know, I love New York. I loved being there. I went there for
It's
a
a
job.
whole different scene, right?
Totally.
I
And
mean,
it's like one of those places where, like in LA, if I want to go somewhere, I've got to get in my car. I'm going to drive 45 minutes. I got to look for parking.
Right.
I do this and
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
In
traffic's
New York,
great.
you walk outside, you look to your left, you look to your right, and you can go do anything in the world.
Yeah, which is kind of pretty cool.
Bars not closing till 4 was a big thing for me.
Yeah, that's good times.
Yeah. But LA is just like I'm busy there now. You know, I've got a bunch of different stuff going on, so I've got stuff to do all day, and you can't beat the weather.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
absolutely. Well, I can't wait to see these new shows, man. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. And you got to go see Anthony performing tonight at the American Comedy Company.
yes.
It's, again, if you want tickets, you can go to AmericanComedyCo.com. And we have a pair of tickets to give away for the show tonight at 7 o'clock. He's performing tonight, 7 and 9:30. Tomorrow night, 7 and 9:30. Go see him. He's hysterical. No holds barred, right?
No, not at all.
Love that.
Anything you think shouldn't be joked about, I guarantee I have at least
Yes.
2 jokes.
Yes! There we go. That's what I like to hear. Thanks for stopping by, man. I
Thanks for
appreciate it.
having us.
All right. So the refs were back, and something happened to them that probably has never happened to them before in their lives. We're going to tell you about that coming up next in Sports Dirt.